The armies of Khorne are here on the battlefield, arriving today to take on one of their biggest adversaries yet that has already started to bombard them with magical spells from the sky. Ladies and gentlemen, this will not stop them from pushing through harder than they ever have before. They have brought their biggest warriors and one of their biggest armies ever assembled to fight the Slaanesh. And the Slaanesh are coming to conquer, ladies and gentlemen, to push the Khorne back and to absolutely decimate their biggest and best army around. They have already started to call in support from the air to start hitting the troops on the ground. Because, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be one of the biggest fights ever. What's going on, Rapid Plays here? I hope you guys are all having a great day so far today. I am so far. I've only got 3 weeks left till college is out for summer break. So I am having a great time. As you can see, the cannons have already started to open fire, trying to crest over this hill, which I believe, will it do? Oh my goodness, the perfect crest over that hill. And let's see if this first cannon shot will land into the Slaanesh lines. And it absolutely misses. Oh, no, it doesn't. It evaporated a few units. But yeah, guys, like I was saying before, this is going to be quite the battle. As you can see here, the balance of power is starting almost even. Maybe a little bit in favor of the Slaanesh. They do have an over 400 troop advantage. They are bringing some of their best. You got the Chosen of Slaanesh, the Forsaken of Slaanesh. They have a couple of chariots over here along with the Princes of Perfection that are looking absolutely beautiful over here on their right flank. And then mixing in, they have some Spawn of Slaanesh mixed with the Keeper of Secrets, one of their generals, looking absolutely amazing. What an absolute beautiful looking general. And in the back, just more Chosen of Slaanesh and the Princes of Perfection. So they are bringing, some Devoted Marauders looking insane back here. Beautiful. But yeah, as I was saying, guys, they are bringing some absolutely devastating units. And on the Khorne side, we are looking at Chaos Warriors of Khorne. We are looking at the Soul Grinder here, looking absolutely nuts, along with some Forsaken Khorne. And another spell getting called here, taking a little bit of damage, are the Chosen of Khorne. They have dual weapons, looking sick up front here. And then some more Marauders of Khorne, Chaos Warriors of Khorne. And so yeah, and some Forsaken here. So looking pretty cool. They also have some Minotaurs, which are looking nuts. Look at these guys. My goodness. My goodness. And over here on the far flank, we're looking at the Chaos Knights of Khorne with their glowing horses, along with some chariots here, the Gore Beast chariots, looking sick. And what we saw earlier, guys, they do have some cannons, as you can see here. So these look nuts. I mean, look at this thing. Look at that thing. Beautiful. And then they also have some flesh hounds. So yeah, the battle is about to kick off right here. If you guys are looking forward to this, of course, let me know in the comment section down below. As the first clash takes off, it is this wizard plowing into the front lines and ripping through this entire unit, as they're also being hit from the sky at the exact same time. Perfect start to the battle for Slaanesh. An excellent charge here by this chariot. Over here on the left, another clash is starting to take place. It looks like the Bloodletters of Khorne are charging in against some Devoted Marauders. So things are kicking off rather swiftly over here on this flank. And alongside, they have some Hellstriders charging in. More Hellstriders charging here into these Chaos Halberds, which are currently being debuffed, and along with some Seeker Chariots coming over here to help. But the Chaos Knights are pushing in rather quickly to help reinforce here. The Soul Grinder is now attacking this general here, who is actually completely cut off and by herself, which is not going to be good for her or her troops. But now here in the middle, where most of the action is taking place, things are starting to look pretty chippy. We have some of the best units. We have some Hellflayers here in the mix, some Forsaken of Slaanesh, And yeah, that's kind of what's all in here. And some Chosen of Slaanesh. So yeah, what are these things? Fiends of Slaanesh. These things look nuts. Looking sick, charging into the battle here, trying to break through these Khorne lines, and things are looking interesting as more cannon fire comes to charge in here. You can see bats now flying overhead to try to help the Slaanesh here, bouncing down on top of some of these units here, and some of these units are going out of control. Their rage is going crazy, and what in the world? A beast on beast fight here. We are looking at a general on general fight. We have Skarbrand, the Exiled, versus the Keeper of Secrets here. Absolutely sick looking fight. Look at this duel. Jumping in the air to attack. Oh, a devastating axe hit to the face there. Winning the opening exchange is the Khorne general. Looking like he is going to continue this push on. Things are looking dangerous for the Slaanesh general, and ooh, coming around with a backhanded axe swing now, maybe connecting there, not really too sure. Yep, connecting for a little bit more damage. The Slaanesh general is starting to tank a little bit of damage, down to 3,000 health only, whereas Skarbrand is still at 6,000. Back over here on the left, the main force of Slaanesh is starting to push heavily. It looks like kind of they've split their forces perfectly in half. They have a lot of units over here, and speaking of a lot of units, they're starting to break through the left flank here. Things are starting to look a little bit dangerous for the Khorne, as they are pushing now some Warhounds to try to reinforce over here. These Minotaurs are really the only thing that's holding. There's some chariots in the fight, but most likely they are completely outnumbered here. Looks like these Chaos Knights tried to do a charge into these princes, but to no avail, as they are a spear unit. So they're going to disengage and fall back a little bit. There's also another Soul Grinder roaming around over here, looking sick. Now back here in the middle, we are still seeing a struggle. Things are going interesting. Things are going very, very interesting for both sides here. The Slaanesh general absolutely decimating the Khorne forces there with one swing, sending many, many units flying and allowing for a little bit of a breakthrough actually for his units. So yeah, doing a great job over there. Also over here, it looks as if this general or this hero is now charging in to try to take out this wizard that has been soloed out. This general does have a little bit of support though from these devoted marauders, but now that there's a hero over here, things are not going to be looking too good for her, and she is taking an axe hit off the bat, dealing a ton of damage there, getting her down to 1,200 health only, and she is already starting to waver off the battlefield. So things are starting to look a little bit desperate. Now the reserves for Slaanesh are being activated. We have Princes of Perfection charging in here alongside devoted marauders. So these guys are charging in full speed at this point, trying to break through over here, trying to overwhelm the enemy, because they do have an overwhelming amount of numbers over here. They have a lot more numbers on this flank than the Khorne do, so things are starting to look maybe a little bit dicey. The Soul Grinder is still not into the battle either, although it is currently trying to shoot. I did not know that the Soul Grinder was a ranged unit. That's kind of sweet. But over here, the Chaos Knights have fully retreated out of that battle. These Warhounds are currently trying to chase down these Princes of Perfection, but this Seeker Chariot is stopping them from doing that. So things are going a little bit iffy here, especially on this flank, as now, in my opinion, the Slaanesh are completely almost broken through over here. These Minotaurs are greatly weakened, along with these chariots now having to commit to be in prolonged melee, which is something that you never want for chariots. But they are now committed. And how many kills does this cannon have? 10 kills. This one has 20 kills. So yeah, these cannons have started to focus fire here on the middle, as you can see. And ooh, nice little fire breathe there out of Skarbrand, doing a decent amount of damage to these Slaanesh lines. A cannon shot coming in here, landing perfectly in the middle of the enemies. And I think, nope, here he is. The Slaanesh general is still alive, just in the back lines now, down to under 3,000 health. and every single one of his hits is doing a tremendous amount of damage to the back lines of Khorne, so they need to take him out immediately. But now the general over here has fallen, taken down by this hero. The general is dead. So this flank over here is now exposed, being generalless. They are going to try their best to hold on. Without a general over here to support, they are looking like it is going to be a rout over here from most of these units as the devoted marauders now start to break off the battlefield. Absolutely beautiful sight here if you are rooting for Khorne to win this thing. Now cannon fire coming in. See where this is going to land. Is it going to be friendly fire? No. Hits the general, actually. Direct hit, doing over 1,000 damage to the general. That is a massive hit here for Khorne, looking to try to take this general out, as the general is also completely surrounded by these chosen of Khorne, trying to rip through its health down to 1,600 health, but an excellent attack there by the general, deleting a good amount of units that had it surrounded. So this cav over here is just kind of sitting here waiting to attack. These chariots have started to try to help out the soul grinder by charging into these princes of perfection. This unit is pretty much all but done. So the left flank, like I said before, this is all my opinion, pretty much all in favor of Slaanesh at the moment. I believe that they have completely wiped out the flank here. The only thing really left is these minotaurs. This general is very weakened though, absolutely very weakened. Looking like she is going to be on the retreat, maybe down to 1,200 health. No, charging back in to try to take out those seeker chariots, so things are going very iffy there. Scarbrand is now going wild, and he is just crushing enemy units sitting in the middle of those lines there. And the Keeper of Secrets is also still behind enemy lines. Things are looking a little bit iffy for them on that front though. And over here, their left flank is, or their right flank, Slaanesh's right flank, is doing its best to try to break through. But as more and more units continue to get shaken and break, things are looking more and more desperate for them over here. Very desperate, as a matter of fact. And guys, if you were wondering where the title of this video came from and the thumbnail of this video, well, let me tell you. You guys are about to see where both of those things came from here before too long. An excellent cannon shot right into the middle of those devoted marauders, shaking them immediately. Probably killing about 4 or 5 of them. But yeah, like I said, the title of this video is coming soon. This unit starts to waver again, and now you're starting to see all these units bunch up here. Hint, hint, wink, wink. That might be the turning point of this battle, but as you can see now, the tide is slowly shifting in favor of Khorne. They have lost over I'd say right about 400 to 500 units, but also so has Slaanesh. They are starting to lose more and more units, which they cannot sustain at this point. Slaanesh has more units to lose and to throw away, especially in the middle, where now they're starting to break through the middle. Smashing through the middle, they are starting to win the middle, and things are starting to look a little bit desperate for Khorne here. They are really only winning over here on this flank. The middle is starting to look very desperate, as really the only things left are the generals. And back here, you can start to see it now. The Keeper of Secrets attacking one of the cannons here, looking very desperate. This flank over here is almost completely in favor of the Slaanesh, where this flank over here is almost completely in favor of Khorne. This is going to come down to the wire, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely going to come down to the wire, as we are starting to see the cannon now charge into melee to try to do as much damage as possible, and it is doing just that, a decent amount of damage, but it's going to get out before it takes too much damage. And there it is, cannon shot starting to ring out over here, trying to help, but the Slaanesh are pushing Khorne back over here. Their unit numbers are starting to deplete a little bit, but they are still definitely pushing the enemy back. And the general is now moving up here onto this ridge, maybe going to see a little bit of a charge here. We see the soul grinder in the back. Chaos halberds now trying to surround them from all sides. This flank is looking very much in favor of Khorne over here on this side, but down here you're starting to see the heads of Slaanesh peek through. But this cannon shot might be a perfect cannon shot right into their backs, and a matter of fact, it is a perfect cannon shot right into the middle of their formation, as they are all very bunched up. Now over here, Khorne is starting to seriously have issues. Their general is really the only thing holding on. You have some chaos halberds, but they are shaken. Over here, the Soul Grinder and Chaos Cav still tries to hold out alongside some Minotaurs, and now the Chariots are returning along with some Marauders, but things are starting to look a little bit more desperate. The Keeper is still at over 500 health, so he is still doing okay. Trying to pick on this Skull Cannon here, that is starting to struggle a little bit, but ladies and gentlemen, this flank is starting to go in favor of Khorne, and maybe, just maybe, if Khorne can win this, they can send some units back over to the middle to help the very, very depleted middle, as more and more units for both sides are starting to waver and fall here. Forsaken now starting to waver. The Princes of Perfection now starting to waver. More Forsaken wavering. More Exalted wavering. And ladies and gentlemen, if you were wondering where the title of this video came from, well, let me tell you. You guys are about to see it. We'll speed up here for just a little bit longer. The cannons now firing perfectly over here. Now it is almost completely switching in favor of Khorne, but to finish out this flank, to make sure that Khorne gets it sealed, a magical spell gets called. The Soul Grinder, sitting in the middle, needs help, being completely surrounded by the Slaanesh. The Slaanesh are now starting to break. But here it comes, ladies and gentlemen. The Sword of Doom. Boom! Absolutely devastating hit there. And my goodness, look at the units going flying in the sky, devastating the Slaanesh lines. Making sure that many of these units, instead of just breaking or wavering, end up shattering off this battlefield. The sword is the deciding factor of this flank and causes the rest of the Slaanesh forces to break over here. One sword finishing off this entire battle. The Slaanesh at one point having the complete upper hand gets this battle completely flipped on its head. And guys, that is the end of it. Khorne gets the win. If you guys did enjoy this video and would like to see more like it in the future, of course, let me know in the comment section down below. Hit that like and subscribe button, guys, because this one was probably one of the closest ones that we've had yet. Probably top 3 or 4 closest battles. But yeah, guys, like I said, if you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys go down below, hit that like and subscribe button. We're on our way to 750 subs. So yeah, thank you guys also for watching, and I will see you all next time. Peace.